video, you will learn my powerful 6-step shadow work process for releasing inner blocks to success, happiness, abundance, and realizing your full potential. These are the same tips that I used to heal from multiple early life traumas. They helped me get over decades, I'm talking 30 years of procrastination, of not following my dreams. They helped me do the deeper inner work so that today I run a successful location independent online business, following my dreams, getting paid for my life purpose, getting paid to be me, and generally giving my truest gifts to the world, which is what I want to help you do too. My unique process includes a really powerful step that most people don't include in their shadow work processes. I really feel like this is one of the most important pieces and really allows you to dialogue and receive deeper inner knowings from your subconscious that just help you with self-discovery and propel you forward faster on the road to living your dreams. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that tip. So if this sounds good to you, let's begin. So first, quickly, what is shadow work? So shadow work is the process. The shadow is the darkness within us, the pieces of ourselves that we judge or deem as not lovable, unworthy. This could be emotions that or things that society really considers unworthy, like greed, anger, lust, judgment, just the parts of ourselves that we tend to fight or be at war with, when in fact these pieces of ourselves hold deeper meanings, or they just need love from us, right? So in order to become healed, which is just remembering our wholeness, it's not about getting rid of these pieces of ourselves or fighting against them. It's about honoring them and integrating them and realizing that every shadow has on the other side of it a piece of light. Every so-called flaw or shortcoming holds the seed to a greater blessing or a talent or something. So you can't take the good without the bad. And so shadow work is a process of working with these parts of you. And so there's the social shadow, but then there's also the family shadow. And these are the pieces of ourselves that really mess us up the most, right? Like if your needs were considered too much, right? Or if you were taught that girls weren't meant to be leaders, or that you couldn't make a living following your dreams because your true gifts weren't good enough and you had to do something practical, right? Or reasonable, then that causes deep inner conflicts and pains that stop you from realizing your dreams. And it may just seem like you feel held back by something that you can't explain. You might know exactly what your deeper fears are, but the thing is that once you have a deeper pain, once you're at war with yourself in a certain area, these pains tend to splinter off and affect every single area of your life. So if you have an idea, for example, that it's bad to ask for what you want, or that you just need to make do, or that it's bad to express your feelings, or that your gifts aren't worthy, then these cause problems in all other areas of life. You know, it might cause an obvious problem in terms of creating work that you love or earning money, but it can also cause problems in love. You know, maybe you don't ask for what you need at the office, but then you don't ask for what you need in the bedroom, or any range of things, because how we do one thing is how we do everything, which can seem overwhelming, but it's also positive, because that means that when you hit on a deep vein of truth and you identify a problem and unravel it using this process that I'm about to teach you, then you make progress really fast in your life, because once you heal or remember your wholeness in one area, then it's really easy or applicable to transfer this into other areas of your life. So once you start unraveling these things, then everything just starts unraveling, and that can feel overwhelming for some people, or really exciting if you're like me and you just love to do the inner work, right? Like maybe I'm a little weird, but I just love it because it's so freeing to reclaim your power in this way and release yourself from all of the conditioning and BS that holds you down that doesn't have to. This is my 6-step process. So step 1 is, how are you feeling? So you need an entry point into the shadow. You need a way, a doorway to open through in order to work with these deeper subconscious thoughts, beliefs, experiences. And so one easy way to do this is to think about a situation that you're experiencing or struggling with in your present day. Let's say you're having a relationship problem, or you're struggling at work, or whatever it is. Just think about that, right? And then instead of warring with your emotions, which a lot of people do, really connect to how you feel, right? So no emotion is bad. They're all just information. And you can use your emotions to learn more about you. And this is really powerful. And so this process, actually, this whole shadow work process uses the link between memory and emotion to connect to how you feel right now and bring you back to the original root, the original pain of when this was caused, so that you can release that. So think of whatever it is that you're struggling with, and just connect into how does it feel, and feel it in your body. So you don't even have to label it. You might know that it's anxiety or sadness or anger or whatever, but really close your eyes and connect to your heart. Some people tend to feel emotions in their heart, some feel it in their belly. It's just different for everybody, but just bring your awareness to your energy, to how it feels. And so this isn't about like the thoughts around that emotion, right? This is so unfair. I can't believe this is happening to me. Why did that person do that? But actually, how does it feel? Where is the emotion in your body? Does it have a color? Does it have a shape? Where is it? Is it moving? So it's actually the physical sensation of how this feels in your body. So I want you to connect with that and take a moment to really transform any criticism or judgment into curiosity and compassion. And that's a really important mindset shift to help you work with these deeper layers. So step number 2, as you're connecting to these deeper layers of emotion, what word, memory, or image comes to mind? So this depends on where you are in the process, what your relationship is with your emotions. Some people have a really hard time actually feeling because they just tend to intellectualize their emotions and get caught up in the thinking. And if you're experiencing that, it's totally okay. Just keep practicing, keep feeling, keep sitting, keep creating space. And over time, you will sit with the feeling and you'll be able to shift. So if nothing comes up right away, that's totally fine. Just sit with the feeling and stay here. And as you feel in total awareness, without judgment, but just feeling and having that sense of curiosity, watching the energy, the emotion move and shift, you're doing powerful healing work just like that. Like that is the process of feeling and healing. So that's fine. That's perfect to do if you're there. But if it works for you, just ask yourself, please show me a memory that needs to heal. That's a great question. And just see what comes up. You will be shocked at what comes up. So I just want to share that there really is no, so a lot of times like a really random memory will come up, or maybe an image will come up that never actually happened. So we're working with the subconscious here, and the subconscious really deals in symbolism. It's not literal. So whatever is shown to you is perfect and holds messages and wisdom for you. So just really accepting whatever comes up and staying open, noticing any like resistance that comes up, resistance meaning like you don't want to deal with this, or any judgment or whatever, and just really stay open to seeing what messages this holds for you. So after a memory or image comes up, so if a word comes up, you can just ask yourself, what does that mean? Things like that. But a lot of times, and ideally, an image will come up or a memory will come up. And a lot of times, it could be more recently, maybe a few years ago, could be last week. Preferably, you want to go, and again, if that's what comes up, that's perfect, start there. But you want to go as early back as possible. So honor whatever memory comes up, but if several memories come up, go to the earliest one, because that will hold the most information for you. That holds the most pain, and therefore also the most healing, because you're closer to the original root of that pain. So as you connect to, so again, step 3 is connecting to your inner child. So connect to that version of you. And so step 4 is start a conversation. So this is really what makes my process different than other people's processes, because a lot of people will talk to their inner child and say things that they need to hear, that wasn't your fault, whatever. But the thing is, a lot of times what's most powerful is not what we say to our inner child, but what our inner child says to us. And this is really powerful because it shows you ways that you've been judging yourself. It shows you wrong perceptions that have been influencing your entire life. It shows you how you've been limiting yourself because of these past pains. And one thing to really watch out for is when, like, it's one thing and very important and powerful to understand where your parent or whoever else is in the memory was coming from. But a lot of times we explain away our inner child's feelings by being overly compassionate for the person who helped us or who affected us in this way. So this healing is between you and your inner child, you and the earlier version of yourself, rather than between you and the other person in the memory or in the circumstance. So keeping the conversation between you and the inner child, and being cautious not to say, well, you should know that this was happening, but so-and-so is just doing the best that they can. That's how you, as an adult, have been rationalizing the situation, which is beautiful and a way that's helped you live in society and not be crazy. But as you are telling your inner child not to feel the way that he or she feels, you are perpetuating this pain and not honoring or validating your inner child's feelings. And so what's really important is to recognize all the ways that for the last decades or however long, you've been telling yourself not to feel certain ways or to forget about how you feel, because think about how other people feel. This is a healing time. There's a place for that, but there's also a place for having this time for healing and for acknowledging how you feel, acknowledging the pain that you felt, acknowledging how in that moment you turned against yourself, thinking that you weren't good enough, or you changed in some way to get love outside of yourself or to make sure that your needs were met, right? Because as a child, you just didn't know any better. And this is the journey that our souls get to take. This is the journey that we get to. I mean, the whole point of life is to figure out what we want and then heal whatever is keeping us in the way. You know, we're meant to go out in the world and do amazing creative things. And we're also meant to be hurt and to heal, because that is the journey of life and that's how our souls learn. So no criticism or judgment, again, about this. It's just compassion and understanding and seeking to understand yourself and giving your inner child a voice when for so long your inner child has not had a voice. So that is really powerful. So step 5 is to continue the back and forth dialogue until you feel a sense of completion. So just keep going back and forth, you know, letting your inner child speak and then you telling your inner child how you feel. I'm sorry that happened, or whatever. You will be surprised and pleasantly surprised, I think, about how everything just flows together and how you know exactly what to say and how your inner child has a lot actually to share to you. And if you ever get stuck, if you're ever at a point where like, oh my gosh, I want to be on the other side of this, I want to heal from this, but I can't see beyond this, you can invoke guidance from your higher self and ask, help me to see this differently. What do I need to know in order to move on? So that's really powerful when sometimes you get to a point where you feel stuck and you are just invoking guidance from your higher self, and then it's like your higher self or future self is talking to your present self, who's talking to your younger self, and all of these versions of you are just having a beautiful conversation. And what a beautiful way to heal, learn more about yourself, and release these inner blockages to realizing your full potential. And you'll know when you feel a sense of completeness. You'll just, you know, feel that and feel ready to move on. So step 6, the last step, is to sit with any feelings. This is very, 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 very deep work. It's kind of like soul retrieval, right? I don't really know that much about shamanism, but I know that it is a form of soul retrieval because you literally are going back into previous versions of you, skipping timelines, you know, repairing fractures in your soul. It's very powerful. It's very deep. You're in the deep recesses of your subconscious. So you want to give yourself a few moments to really process and integrate the feelings and the emotions. And how you do that, you know, a lot of times people don't know how to feel, and really you just want to sit, right? You just want to sit and literally feel the sensation. Maybe epiphanies will arise, but maybe you'll just be feeling and noticing and trusting that the energy body, the emotional body, knows how to digest emotional energy just like the stomach knows how to digest food. So there's nothing that you have to do to release this energy. You just have to be and sit with it and cry if you need to, or maybe write in your journal. You can write a letter to your inner child. You can write about your experience in your journal and just share. You may feel tired. You may need a lot of sleep, you know, depending on how big, deep and the healing is. You may need to go back and revisit that circumstance again. You know, sometimes it can take a few times, especially if the pain was really deep. So, but generally for this single session, the 6-step process, just sit with yourself until the energy dissipates and you feel ready to move on. And if you would like guidance to sit with your emotions, I have a really powerful meditation for you. It's called the Feeling Awareness Meditation. There's another video on my YouTube channel, how to meditate to release negative emotions, and I can link to that below. Or if you want the guided audio, there's a 10-minute guided audio on my website. Go to SuzanneHine.com. I can link to that in the show notes too, below the video, and it'll just guide you through a beautiful process of feeling and healing your emotions and connecting to your heart. If you like this video, definitely subscribe to my channel. So share with me below in the comments, how do you feel about this work? Is this something that you've tried before? What have been your experiences? And if you're new to it, what do you think? And let me know once you've tried it. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to sharing more videos with you, and I will see you soon. Bye.